This scene where Queen Cersei Lannister tends to her son Joffrey's arm after his humiliation at the Trident is perhaps the single most important moment in shaping the tyrant he will become. This is far more than a mother comforting her son. This is a lioness conducting a masterclass in amoral political philosophy. We are about to witness Cersei's core motivations, the absolute preservation of House Lannister's power, collide with her toxic parenting. She will take Joffrey's shame, his weakness, and his lie, and not just validate them, but reforge them into weapons of entitlement and paranoia. To understand the weight of this indoctrination, we need some context. The incident at the inn is over. Joffrey, the aggressor, has been disarmed by a girl and bitten by a wolf. In the political fallout, Cersei, in a furious display of power, rejected King Robert's attempt to dismiss the event as a child's squabble and successfully demanded the execution of Sansa's innocent direwolf, Lady, as a substitute for the one that escaped.
We have another wolf.
Now, in the privacy of his chambers, the political lesson begins. The scene opens not with comfort, but with Joffrey's complaint about his wound.
It's ugly.
A king should have scars. You fought off a direwolf. You're a warrior, like your father.
I'm not like him. I didn't fight off anything. It bit me, and all I did was scream. And the two Stark girls saw it, both of them.
Cersei's first instinct is not empathy, but political positioning. She immediately rejects Joffrey's simple vanity and reframes the ugly mark as a symbol of honor. By exaggerating a minor wound into a permanent defining scar, she enhances his status as a wronged royal victim. She is already constructing the public narrative, the compelling spectacle that justifies the retribution she has already exacted. This moment reveals Cersei's fast, intuitive thinking. Her brain doesn't process, "my son is hurt and sad." It processes, "the Lannister heir was wounded by a Stark asset," which is an unacceptable political affront. Her primary motivation, the preservation of Lannister power, supersedes any concern for simple truth or justice. But Joffrey, still just a boy, is trapped in the shameful reality of the event, and he confesses the truth. This is a rare moment of pure, unadulterated truth from Joffrey. He admits his weakness, his failure, and his humiliation. He is not the warrior Cersei is describing. He is a coward, and he knows it. This is the pivotal moment where a parent could teach accountability, humility, or grace. Joffrey's confession of weakness is a direct threat to Cersei's core belief in Lannister supremacy. Her System 1 thinking instantly rejects this shameful reality because it lacks associative coherence with her worldview. Her response is immediate, decisive, and it forms the foundation of Joffrey's entire reign.
That's not true. You killed the beast. You only spared the girl because of the love your father bears her father.
She doesn't just dismiss his truth, she overwrites it. She hands him a new, fabricated narrative, one that is politically useful. This is a direct and practical lesson in Robert Greene's Law 25, Recreate Yourself. She instructs Joffrey to discard the shameful, painful reality and forge a new identity, a character of power, as a merciful warrior who was in complete control. She then explains why this lie is more important than his truth, delivering the scene's most defining and cynical line.
When Aerys Targaryen sat on the Iron Throne, your father was a rebel and a traitor. Someday, You'll sit on the throne and the truth will be what you make it.
This is the ultimate political lesson. Cersei explicitly teaches Joffrey that truth is not an objective constant, it is a function of power. She is giving him permission and indeed the instruction to live in a world of his own making, a world where his status absolves him of reality itself. This is the practical application of what you see is all there is, cognitive bias. The quality of the data, whether he screamed or fought, is irrelevant. All that matters is the coherence and strength of the story you tell. Having established that power defines truth, Cersei moves on to the practical tools of wielding that power. Joffrey, still fixated on the unpleasant details, asks about his betrothal.
Do I have to marry her?
Yes. She's very beautiful and young. And if you don't like her, you only need to see her on formal occasions and when the time comes to make little princes and princesses. And if you'd rather fuck painted whores, you'll fuck painted whores. And if you'd rather lie with noble virgins, so be it. You are my darling boy, and the world will be exactly as you want it to be.
Cersei's response reinforces his absolute entitlement. She frames the marriage to Sansa not as a matter of love or duty, but as a minor political necessity for creating heirs. His personal desires, she assures him, are paramount. The world will bend to his will. But she then adds a crucial, cynical caveat.
Do something nice with the Stark girl.
I don't want to.
No, but you will. The occasional kindness will spare you all sorts of trouble down the road.
This is perhaps the most chilling part of her lesson. She is teaching Joffrey that even virtues like kindness are not moral duties, but calculated tools of power. It is an immoral Machiavellian instruction. Use kindness not because it is right, but because it is expedient. This reinforces the core principle of the prince. A ruler must learn how not to be good and use that knowledge as necessity requires. Joffrey, having been given a new identity, a new definition of truth, and a new set of amoral tools, now shows his mother that he has fully internalized the lesson. He immediately applies this new worldview to the Starks.
We allow the Northerners too much power. They consider themselves our equals.
How would you handle them?
I double their taxes and command them to supply 10,000 men to the Royal Army.
The Royal Army?
Why should every lord command his own men? It's primitive. No better than the hill tribes, we should have a standing army of men loyal to the crown, trained by experienced soldiers instead of a mob of peasants who've never held pikes in their lives.
And if the Northerners rebel?
I'd crush them. Seize Winterfell and install someone loyal to the realm as Warden of the North. Uncle Kevin, maybe.
And these 10,000 Northern troops, would they fight for you or their lord?
For me, I'm their king.
But you've just invaded their homeland, asked them to kill their brothers.
I'm not asking.
Joffrey's solution is not diplomacy. It is total, ruthless annihilation. This is the paranoid, aggressive instinct she has just finished cultivating. Cersei affirms his strategy, adding her own wisdom.
The North cannot be held. Not by an outsider, it's too big and too wild. And when the winter comes, the 7 gods together couldn't save you and your royal army. A good king knows when to save his strength. And when to destroy his enemies.
She affirms his ruthless impulse. echoing the Machiavellian idea that an enemy must be annihilated to prevent future revenge. Joffrey, needing one final confirmation of this new doctrine, asks the question that unites all the threads of their conversation.
So you agree? Starks aren't enemies.
Everyone who isn't us is an enemy.
This is the graduation speech. This single maxim is the central defining philosophy Cersei imparts to her son. It is a doctrine of universal paranoia that frames the entire world as a zero-sum game, Lannister versus everyone else. It rejects any possibility of shared justice, mutual respect, or stable alliances, framing all external relationships as inherently hostile. It is the ultimate justification for any future act of cruelty, reframing tyranny as simple self-defense. This quiet conversation in Joffrey's chamber is the crucible where his monstrosity is forged. Cersei, driven by her own biases and her fanatical devotion to Lannister supremacy, doesn't just protect her son from the consequences of his actions. She provides him with a complete philosophical framework to justify them. She teaches him that his royal status puts him above objective truth, that his shame can be rewritten into strength, that kindness is just another tool of manipulation, and that the entire world is an enemy to be crushed. The immediate weaponized outcome of this lesson was the judicial murder of Sansa's innocent direwolf, Lady. That act was the first demonstration of the principle Joffrey learned in this room. The Lannister narrative, no matter how false, holds absolute power over the truth. Cersei's indoctrination here accelerates Joffrey's development from a spoiled prince into a monstrous tyrant, confirming his entitlement, arming his paranoia, and giving him the immoral permission he craved to become the monster we would all come to know.